There are two ways people try to raise a credit score. One is to game a system they do not understand with tricks that feel clever and end up backfiring. The other is to understand how the scoring engine actually sees your life and then feed it consistent, boring signals it can't ignore. The first path is drama. The second path is design. If you want fast, durable improvement without anything shady, you'll stop thinking in terms of loopholes and start thinking in terms of snapshots, streaks, and safety. Scoring models mostly measure three things. Do you pay on time? How much of your available credit do you use when they take the picture? And how stable your profile looks over time. The rest, age of accounts, mix, inquiries, are amplifiers, not the band. Here's how to grow your score the clean way, quickly at first and steadily after, without letting your finances revolve around a number that should be working for you, not the other way around. Begin with the single lever that is not optional. Never miss a due date. A single 30-day late can bruise a score for years. This isn't moralizing, it's mechanics. Scoring formulas treat late payments like a loud signal because they predict future risk. The antidote is automation and a small buffer. Put every card and loan on autopay for at least the minimum from a dedicated bills account that has a little shock absorber balance. Then add a weekly 5-minute ritual where you pay down extra from your free spend account if you want to keep balances microscopic. You're not relying on memory, you're designing so forgetfulness can't reach you. Next comes the most misunderstood part of credit: utilization. The model doesn't see your feelings about debt, it sees a snapshot of balances versus limits when lenders report each month. That means you can pay your card in full and still look maxed if your payment lands after the snapshot. The clean hack is to learn your statement closing dates and pay before the picture. If the statement closes on the 18th, make sure your balance on the 17th is tiny. Think pay often, especially before pictures. For speed, pay weekly or even twice weekly through the month. The effect shows up in the next reporting cycle and can move a score dramatically without any tricks because you didn't change your spending, only the timing they see. A refinement that helps thin files is the one small balance idea. Models like to see that you can handle revolving credit without leaning on it. Let one primary card report his small balance, think a few euros or a single recurring charge that you then pay off before the next picture, and push the rest of your cards to report zero. You're not gaming, you're speaking the model's language. Capacity without dependency. If it's simpler for your life, zero on all cards is also fine. The score increase from a symbolic balance is a few points at most, compared with the bigger win of low overall utilization. Credit limits are not trophies, they are utilization tools. When your total available credit rises and your spending doesn't, your utilization ratio falls and your score smiles. The clean play here is to request a limit increase on cards you've had for at least 6 months, especially after a raise or a streak of on-time payments. Many issuers process limit increases with soft pulls that don't affect your score. Check the card's policy in your app before you click. Ask for what would clearly lower your utilization, not a moon number that gets denied. If an issuer needs a hard pull and you're about to apply for something big, a mortgage, car, wait. When you're not, a single inquiry in exchange for thousands of euros of capacity that permanently lowers your utilization can be worth it. Authorized user status can be a safe accelerant when done intentionally. Being added to a trusted person's long-standing, well-managed card, low utilization, no late payments, years of age, can add positive history to your file. The relationship matters. You must choose someone who genuinely pays on time and keeps balances light. And you should agree beforehand that you will not receive a physical card or use the account at all. This is not a loophole, it's borrowed reputation used responsibly. If anything turns messy, you can be removed and the effect will fade. Do not pay strangers for this. Do not join accounts that carry balances near their limits. The point is stability, not leverage. If your profile is very new or bruised, secured cards and credit builder loans exist for a reason. A secured card uses your refundable deposit as your limit. A credit builder loan locks small monthly payments in a savings account or certificate until you finish the term, proving you can hold a routine. Neither product exists to impress anyone, it exists to generate on-time payment data every month. Treat them as training wheels. Use a secured card for a small recurring bill, pay it before the picture, let the history marinate for 6 to 12 months, and later ask to upgrade the account without closing it so you keep the age. Use one small builder loan if you truly have no installment history and want to mix. Pay it as agreed and avoid stacking multiple loans that only add fees. Legitimate rent and utility reporting has improved in recent years. If you pay rent on time every month and your landlord or property manager participates with one of the recognized reporting services, those payments can show up on your file with some bureaus and help thicken thin histories. The same goes for certain utilities and phone plans via permitted programs. The key is to use official channels, ideally those your landlord already supports or that route through your bank or a widely recognized platform, and to avoid any service that asks you to self-report unverifiable items for a fee. The model rewards real bills paid on time. It ignores theater. Disputing honest errors is not a hack, it's hygiene. Pull your full reports from each bureau and read them line by line. Names, addresses, accounts, limits, balances, dates opened, payment histories, public records. If an account isn't yours, a limit is misreported, a balance looks wrong, or a late is marked when you were on time, dispute in writing through each bureau's portal and directly with the furnisher when appropriate. Attach proof, statements, letters, screenshots, and keep copies. Clean data is the foundation of a clean score. You're not trying to erase reality. You're trying to make sure reality is the only thing showing. Collections deserve calm and precision. If you have a small, recent collection that is valid, step one is to get the current owner in writing. Negotiate in writing before paying, ask for a deletion, or if not possible, for the account to be updated as paid in full once settled. Keep every receipt and follow up to confirm the reporting changed. Avoid restarting old statutes of limitations by making payments on ancient debts you can't address fully without legal advice. The clean path is proof, written agreements, and completion, not phone promises and stress. When collections resolve properly, scores often recover faster than you'd expect because the risk narrative improves immediately. Do not close your oldest revolving card unless it's toxic. Age of accounts is the slow, quiet part of the score. When you close a card, it can stay on your report for a while, but eventually it stops helping your average age and it can reduce your total available credit right now, which hurts utilization. If an old card has a fee you don't want, ask the issuer to product change you to a no-fee version and keep the number alive. If the card has no fee, put a small recurring charge on it and autopay so the bank keeps it active. The point is to preserve age without paying for it. Mix matters a little, but not enough to buy loans you don't need. Installment credit, fixed payments like auto loans or student loans, and revolving credit, cards, together form a mix that models like. If you already have a car or student loan, you have installment history. You don't need a personal loan to help your mix. Focus on perfect payment history and low utilization first. Mix is a tiebreaker, not a keystone. Hard inquiries are tiny speed bumps, not cliffs. Each hard pull can shave a few points for a short while, and clustering many in a short period can spook a lender. When rate shopping for a car loan or mortgage, do it in a tight window so the model groups similar inquiries together. Outside of true shopping windows, prefer pre-qualification tools that use soft pulls to check likelihood before a full application. A soft no costs nothing, a hard no costs a little, and tells you to pause. Identity hygiene is a growth hack disguised as adulting. Freeze your credit at the major bureaus if you're not actively applying, thaw when you need to. Use a password manager and two-factor authentication on your online accounts. Watch for mail that hints at accounts you didn't open. If you catch fraud early, you can stop damage from appearing on your reports. Nothing crushes a score like unauthorized abuse and the cleanup that follows. Prevention isn't sexy, it's priceless.
Your phone can make or break this game. Keep credit apps turned into instruments, not slot machines. Turn off promotional notifications and your pre-approved confetti. Keep alerts for payment scheduled, autopay confirmations, statement ready, and credit utilization crossing a threshold you set. Set calendar reminders 2 days before every statement close so you can sweep balances down before the snapshot. This turns scoring from mystery into routine. Picture day, every month, on purpose. Edge cases and honest answers matter. If you're coming back from a rough patch, late payments, charge-offs, time and streaks are your allies. Pay on time from now on, keep balances low. If you can settle charge-offs, do it in writing. If you cannot, let time pass while you build new positive history. The model weighs recent behavior more heavily. A year of boring on-time data does more for you than 100 phone calls asking a collector to be nice. If you're about to relocate or change jobs, avoid opening or closing accounts for a couple of months around the transition unless necessary. Stability sells well to underwriters. If you are planning a major application, mortgage, car, inside 6 months, go into maintenance mode. No new credit unless essential, utilization kept very low, autopay on every account, and your picture day payment 2 or 3 days before each statement. There's a clean way to harvest points without harming your score, but it's advanced and optional. It looks like this. You open one new, no-fee card every so often when your income and score are already solid, you place predictable bills on it, you pay before the picture, and you track the account carefully. You avoid annual fee traps, you don't carry balances, and you close nothing with age. This can gently raise your total available credit over time, which lowers utilization. The minute it feels like a hobby that could backfire, stop. Points aren't worth friction in your money life if the habit gets noisy. Medical bills deserve special attention. If you receive one, verify the charges before anyone sends you to collections. Many errors are clerical: wrong codes, insurance that didn't process, duplicate items. Ask for an itemized bill, work with the provider's billing department, and set up a modest payment plan if needed to keep the account out of collections while you sort it. The model recognizes medical debt differently in some cases, but prevention is still the cleaner path. The goal is not heroics, it's to keep your file free of noise that does not reflect who you are as a payer. Let's roll all of this into a 90-day clean growth plan that raises a score the durable way. Week 1. Pull your full credit reports and read them like a detective. Correct any identity data errors. List every open account with its limit, statement close date, and autopay status. Turn on autopay minimums everywhere. Set calendar pings 2 days before each close date titled Picture Day, sweep to 20 euros. If you've missed payments in the past, call any open lenders to confirm current status and to ask, politely and once, if a recent isolated late could be removed as a courtesy. If they say no, accept it and move forward. Guilt is not a plan. Week 2. Pay balances down aggressively before pictures to under 10% per card if you can. Under 30% is the next best. Request soft pull credit limit increases on cards with the best on-time streaks. If a card insists on a hard pull and you have no big loan application on the calendar, consider it. Otherwise, wait. If you have an annual fee card you don't use, ask for a product change to a no-fee version and keep the age alive. Week 3, if your file is thin, open a secured card with a small deposit at a reputable bank or credit union and set one subscription to it. Pay before the picture. If you already have 2 healthy revolving accounts, skip this. Consider a credit builder loan only if you have no installment history and you can budget the small monthly payment without stress. Week 4, if you pay rent and your landlord supports official reporting, enroll. If not, ask politely if they can. If they cannot, skip it rather than paying a third party that offers dubious self-reporting. Keep utilities and phone bills on autopay, and where supported, allow reporting through permitted channels. Weeks 5 through 8, keep the weekly sweep habit. Watch your utilization scores get calmer. If you find a reporting date mismatch, an issuer that reports balances on a weird day, adjust your sweep timing. Ask one trusted family member with impeccable habits if they'd be willing to add you as an authorized user without issuing a card. If yes, great. If not, you are still fine. Keep your own accounts spotless. Weeks 9 through 12, re-pull scores and reports. Confirm paid down balances are reflected. Follow up on any disputes with documentation. If everything is clean, stop fussing. Let the system reward your streak. If you plan a bigger loan in the next quarter, enter maintenance mode now. No new accounts, balances feather-like on picture day, and a quiet calendar. One more layer that separates clean growth from noise is how you think about the score itself. A score is not your character. It's a movable label that exists to price risk for lenders. It does not measure how good you are with money, it measures how well you fit a lending model's preferences. That distinction frees you to treat score growth like a game with rules instead of a referendum on your worth. The rules say streaks matter more than stunts, snapshots matter more than intentions, and safety, cash buffer, autopay, identity hygiene matters more than any hack you can name. You play by those rules for a year and your score will look like someone smarter moved in. No sketchy methods required. When the number rises, don't give it a throne. Use it wisely. A healthier score wins you lower rates when you actually need credit, unlocks approvals with less friction when life requires a car or a roof, and protects you from the tax of almosts that lenders charge people with messy files. But the real win is not a permission slip to borrow for dopamine. It's a cheaper, calmer life when legitimate needs meet underwriters.
Keep the habits that built the number even after the number is high. Keep autopay. Keep the weekly sweep before picture day. Keep your oldest accounts alive and boring. Keep disputes tidy and documented. Keep your identity locked down, and keep your plans bigger than your score, so your money is always working for your life, not for a rating you can't frame on a wall. The clean hacks, summarized as a mindset: you live, schedule your yeses so memory can't sabotage them, pay before pictures so snapshots tell the truth, expand capacity with soft pull increases so utilization stays tiny, borrow history carefully from people you trust if you need a starter push, report real bills through official channels, dispute errors with receipts, and maintain a buffer so surprises don't write your story. Do that for 3 months and you'll see green shoots. Do it for a year and you'll see a profile that lenders greet with a shrug and a stamp. That shrug is success. No drama, no schemes. Just a system that makes you look like what you already are: reliable.